welcome to another episode of KenTraining, where we want to give you the training that you need to tackle projects like this one on your own. Today's project is going to be just a simple drywall patch and paint job. On the wall that's directly behind me, which is right here, what you can see is how there was some shelving on the wall, and what's left behind is the screws and everything like that the damage was caused, or well, I don't know if you want to use the word damage, but the wall imperfections that are left behind that we want to correct. So that is what this video is going to be on. We just want to go ahead and do those corrections and get them taken care of. So we'll just walk you through this project together. To begin with, I removed a lot of the easy furniture out of the room. Some of the other materials like this table and the couch I just put up on its end. So I created as much of an open area in front of my workspace as I possibly could. I've got some cardboard down here so that as I'm working over the wall I can put some cardboard to protect the carpet directly underneath my work area. I have a temporary workbench that I use for jobs like this, which just is two trash barrels on casters with a piece of 3/4 inch plywood on top, and just cut short enough so it can fit through doors and things like that. Now, as far as tools and things of this nature go, I have a couple of buckets. I've got this one bucket here. It's about 2.5 gallons. I have a Homer 5-gallon bucket here. I, of course, have a clamshell sponge. I've got a nice paintbrush when we get to the painting stage. I've got a couple of joint compounds here. So one of them is the Fast Set 90 Minute. So we're going to use this one first, and then we'll finish the job off with all-purpose joint compound. I don't have any topping compound. When we do our sanding, lo and behold, look what we got here. We got ourselves a drywall vacuum sander with hose. So we will be attaching that to my shop vac so that when we do our sanding, we will keep the dust down to a minimum. So we will use that product. For my drywall mud, I have a variety of items here. Of course, I've got my stainless steel tub, and I've got a 5-in-1 6-inch taping knife, and then I've got an 8-inch, 10-inch, and this one here, I think that's the 12 or 14 inches. And of course, a margin trowel. Now, I have just a brush here. I use this to clean out my paintbrush when I go and do my painting projects. And I've got a couple of sandpapers here, plus for the drywall vacuum sander, I have this medium grit paper, which is like about 100 grit paper, which fits directly into that tool. Okay, so now that I've got the project all laid out, the first thing that I want to do is I want to prep the wall for my first coat of the Fast Set 90 Minute. So what I'm going to do is take either my 5-in-1 tool here or my 6-inch taping knife here, and you'll notice how these have brass metal ends on the ends of the tool, both the 5-in-1 and the 6-inch taping knife here, okay? Or 8-inch taping knife. I'm actually not sure what size that is. Now you'll notice these other taping knives, they all have plastic handle butts, so you would not want to do what I'm going to show you right now with these tools. But it is acceptable to do with these tools here. There you go, I just measured it because I had to know for sure. Anyways, it's a 6-inch taping knife. So what we'll do is we'll grab our 6-inch taping knife, and basically what we want to do is where the drywall is kind of ripped off a little bit, I want to make sure that all that section is all ripped off nice. So I just punch my needle nose pliers in there and just pull out the anchor. Now with this section right here, I'm going to do the exact same thing that I showed you with my 5-in-1, but without the anchor. Now it's just drywall. and this will leave a nice rounded section, nice and tapered, and that will be perfect for the wall prep to accept the first coat of the Facet 90 light. Okay, I have the entire wall prepped. Just give you a real quick idea of what's going on here. So all the holes are recessed down. You can see how they're nice and tapered. All the loose stuff is taken off with a 6-inch taping knife, and every single one of the wall imperfections is exactly like that. So coming over here, I have a Homer bucket with about 2 gallons of water in it with my clamshell sponge. I've got my margin trowel, and you can see I've got my 2.5 gallon pail here with probably way more than I need. You know what, I'll take out some of this and put it back in the bag. I don't think I'm going to need that much. But basically I'm going to start mixing up my Facet compound right here in the bucket with my margin trowel, and then we are going to get that on the wall, and then while it's curing we'll take lunch. Okay, we have our bucket that is ready to go here. It's pretty much all mixed up. It's pretty thick on the consistency, which is fine. I'll make sure that if I need to thin it out some more, I will, but I'm just going to try to attach this onto the wall now and get that up there. Okay, there you go. You saw me apply it to the wall, give you a nice close-up of what an example looks like. I just try to keep it, real tight to the wall so that there's like little to no sanding really at all at this stage. Probably 0 sanding. So what I'll do is I'll let this cure out and I'll just knock it down with the putty knife, any high spots. Then we'll put it on coat number 2 with this all-purpose joint compound. I hadn't done this in a while, and obviously I made way too much for my small repair job. I mean, I guess it looks kind of big on the wall, but from a mud point of view, I made way too much. So I have to go trash this, get my tools clean before this cures out, and then we'll let the wall cure out, and then we'll come back to this project. Okay, it's been about an hour or so. I put the fan on so that it would even cure out even faster. So here we are on the same day, and I can get my second coat on. I'm just going to take my taping knife and just go over the whole project like this, just to make sure that everything there's no high spots anywhere in the project before I put the second coat on. The second coat is just going to consist of some all-purpose joint compound, and here we go. Alright, I have a small amount of mud ready. I'm just going to start off with that to see if I need it. Now I did my first coat with my 6-inch taping knife. Now I do have an 8-inch taping knife here, but I believe I'm just going to jump right into the large 10-inch taping knife here and just go for this. I may not even need 3 coats on this project. I might only need 2 coats. So I'm just going to go for this one and then see how we do. Okay, here is your second coat of the joint compound product. So for the second coat, which is joint compound. So anyways, this is what it looks like. Everything came out good. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put the fan on this, although I'm sure it's not even needed. I'll just put the fan on low, but it's really not needed. I'm not going to touch this again till tomorrow. I do have a small amount of mud left over, I'm going to throw this mud in the trash, and I still have more mud that I can use for my project in case I need a third coat. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to sand this down tomorrow, and then we'll see what this looks like. If it needs another coat, we'll give it a third coat, which is standard. 3 coats are standard, but if it doesn't, we'll be ready to put the primer coat on. Okay, it's the next day. Our wall is nice and dry, so we can move on with our sanding. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my 6-inch taping knife. I'm just going to knock off all of the high spots. Then I am going to use my brand new sander here, Drywall vacuum sander with hose. I just took it out of the box. This is all the items that the kit came with. Now, it came with just this one piece of 220 grit sandpaper, and I really want to sand with 100 grit, so I spent like 10 bucks and I bought this kit here from 3M, and this is 120 grit, and it came with just 2 sheets actually, so it's actually a little on the pricey side, but we're going to go ahead and put this into our brand new machine, our drywall vacuum sander with hose. So I already took the 2 screws that hold this attachment on, so this kind of sucks out here through the mesh, which gives you that suction for the drywall dust. And there's an adjustment here in the handle in which you can adjust how much vacuum the machine actually sucks through the holes or bypasses in this way here. So we'll have to experiment with that. Putting your mesh on, so I'm just going to take the mesh, put this in the center here, like so, and then just fold that back. Fold that back there, and then go ahead and put this on. Oops. One more time. There we go. Get that nice and tight. Push that down. Don't give you much to grip onto. Okay, so there's our sandpaper ready to be used for our project. So we'll get going here right now. All right, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take our 6-inch taping knife, and we are going to knock off any high spots that are on the wall, and we'll start sanding right away. Okay, now we're on to the sanding. Okay, so if you take the door, the little bypass port here, and you put it closed, when you go to sand, it just sticks to the wall and it won't move. So you really got to open up the door, in my case, like 100%, just in order to get it to move. Now, the grit that I have on here at 120 is a little bit too coarse for this because my wall is not that far off, so I'm going to switch over to 220. Alright, we've got some 220 on here. I'll go back to sanding. Let me tell you, my first initial review of this tool is that I am very happy with this tool, and I can see myself already recommending this 100% at the end of this video, because there's like no drywall dust that came out of my project. It all got sucked into the machine 100%, which is phenomenal. I don't have drywall dust flying everywhere. I'm not covered in drywall dust. First initial impressions, love it. Total thumbs up. By the way, give me a thumbs up for this video right now. I need those likes. Thank you. Okay, when I went over my project the first time, I was wearing gloves, and when you're wearing gloves, you really can't get a good feel for what the wall feels like. So now I'm just gonna quality control or QC my work without my gloved hand, rubbing the wall so I can feel the imperfections, and then sand those out right then and there. So I'm just going to go through the wall one more time as a QC. Okay, we are totally good with our wall. I feel very confident that we can go ahead, and I'm going to sponge bath the wall now to wipe off any drywall dust that's on the wall, because even though the wall looks clean, there's still some drywall dust. You can see it like on my hand, and that's on the wall, and I don't want to paint into that. And I am going to primer the section that I worked in. I'm not going to primer the whole wall, because I want to prevent flashing, which is what would happen if I was just to paint over this here. I need 2, possibly 3 coats there, but I just want to give it one coat of primer, and then we'll start with our paint, and we'll see if I need to blend it into the whole wall. But definitely the square that I'm working in, we're going to do. And this is your final product, and there is absolutely no shadowing. The wall is a complete slam dunk winner. Okay, that's going to wrap up this video. Please smash that like button down if you haven't done so already. This is the channel KenTraining, where we try to give you tips and tricks with DIY talent, skill sets, and tools, but trying to receive professional grade results with DIY skills. So that's what we aim to do here on this channel. So please subscribe to my channel and smash that like button down, and I will catch you on the flip side.